What is a true wide toe box? I go over this with so many people and it's so hard to kind of break through and really explain to them what a true wide toe box is, and that a wide shoe is not a wide toe box. So shoe companies create a wide width with the same last of the shoe, meaning this is the last of the shoe, right? And so this is exactly the same. The only thing that's different is the depth of the shoe. So that means the shoe is deeper and it can take in more volume of the foot this way, but this way is no different. So if you have a wide foot, which you know what width is, that way it's no different. But especially because the toe box is where the width of the toes make a difference, and they don't do that in any shoe unless it is a true natural barefoot shoe. So what is a wide toe box? For starters, you can click this link and take the wide toe box test to see if your shoes pass the test. Our foot is shaped like a foot as a child, and over the years it commonly starts to taper together. Everything starts to get tight and squished as a result of wearing traditional footwear, because traditional footwear tapers at the toe box. You can see in this shoe, this is just an Asics common shoe that everybody has. It's pretty dirty. It's got a tapered toe box for sure. My foot doesn't look like that. Here's another good example. Super tapered toe box. And this is coming from Merrill. People kind of argue that they feel their shoes are plenty wide, and it's only because we are so used to such narrow toe boxes, such narrow shoes, that when there's just like a little bit of extra room, like if we're so used to wearing this and then we go into this where it's like a little bit more spacious, it's like, yeah, I've got a wide toe box, it's fine. But no, it's not, because your foot still doesn't look like that. So can you wiggle your toes inside of your shoes? Can you fully splay your toes? Full splay. Can you wear your toe spacers inside of your shoes? And can you still wiggle your toes inside your shoes with your toe spacers on? Can you wiggle them up and down and side to side? If you can, then great. Your toe box is awesome and you get 10 points. If no, then you are not wearing a wide enough toe box and you are restricting your toes from moving the way that they should be able to move. If your foot at rest tapers together, I guarantee you you're not wearing a wide enough shoe. If you have trouble pulling your toes away from each other, I know you're not wearing a wide enough shoe and you need to start making some new considerations on footwear. If you can still feel the edge of the shoe right here, if you can feel that against your toe on your big toe or your little toe, both are equally important. It's not wide enough. And this applies to barefoot shoes too. You need to get a different barefoot shoe that accommodates the width of your shoe, the width of your foot. The medial line of the shoe tapers inward like that. This is the inside of the shoe, so that's the medial column of it. If it tapers inward like this, then your toe is tapering inward like that. And I can guarantee you your shoe is not wide enough and your muscles are not working as they should. Can you reach your little toe out and away from your foot, ground down through it in your shoe? If you can't, then your toe box is not wide enough. Why does this all matter? So there's a thing called the Windlass Mechanism. You can learn more about it here. It's what helps to propel our foot forward. It allows the foot and there are many joints to lock and unlock with every single step that you take all day long. If our toes are squished, then that means that mechanism cannot function. You've pretty much shut it down. And so then what happens? The intrinsic muscles of the foot become very weak. They don't know how to be used anymore. They don't turn on anymore. And we rely on other areas to propel ourselves forward through the gait cycle. So you'll find callousing on areas other than the bottom of the big toe and the second toe and the heel. You'll find them in all sorts of areas depending on the person and how their bodies have decided to adapt to wearing shoes that squish our feet and don't let our feet utilize the mechanisms that we were born with and given as Homo sapiens. It basically means when you find all this callousing on different areas of the foot, it means that you are loading these areas constantly, and that's causing that friction to rub on the shoe on your foot. When you're loading wrong areas, then that eventually is going to cause pain somewhere. And it's usually not right where you have that callousing, where you are loading. It means somewhere up the chain is getting affected, probably pretty significantly. And this leads to things, worst case, like knee replacements and hip replacements, all sorts of joint replacements, all due to loading improperly. So that gives you a brief rundown of what a wide toe box is and what you should be looking for in a shoe to make sure that you have a wide enough toe box. So for more on footwear and shoe brands, I suggest to click here or take the wide toe box test and see for yourself what your foot looks like inside of your shoe.